Thank you guys for coming tonight. In case you didn't know where you are or why you're here, we are doing what's called Adulting 101, which is basically fancy talk for learning how to manage your finances after you graduate, and that also kind of probably sounds too fancy. So it's basically ensuring that you don't spend more money than you're making while you're paying off your student loans. I want to take this time to thank Old National Bank. They're here tonight. Emily Whistle is with us. She's actually celebrating 9 years with Old National. I'm correct on that, yes? Yep. So this gal knows what she's talking about, and so she's going to kind of just walk through real life scenarios, a little bit of a workshop. You guys have got a sheet in front of you. She's going to kind of walk you through that, and I can tell you firsthand experience, I never had something like this when I was in college, so this will be very helpful for you guys, whether you are a freshman, a senior, or anything in between. So I really just want to thank her and Old National, and also I am part of Women's Leadership and Philanthropy at Indiana Tech, and for those of you who don't know what that is, we're just a group of ladies here that are really starting off our first year of doing events like this to raise money to support students like you. So some of that will be in the form of programs. It could even be a scholarship. We're really just getting our feet wet and what we can do for you guys as students. So please stay tuned and look for other events that we'll be doing this year and next year if you're still here, because they'll be really great for you and always free for students as well. So at this time, I will turn it over to Emily, and I will let her get to work. Thank you.
All right, bills, because you know, you guys, let's get real. No one's living off the grid after graduation. It's not happening, unless you want it to happen, and that's okay to choose that lifestyle. I want you to know that. But we're gonna have bills. Credit. Not just the points that you need to graduate. You're gonna need to know about credit. That's essential in life. You may think you know, but it's constantly changing. Savings. Am I joking about that? I don't know. We're gonna find out later on my PowerPoint here. And then some special select items that you can guys utilize further on in your time. You can utilize them now, or you can use them after graduation. There's some things on there that I still use to help you adult in life. Okay, what is the price you pay for growing up? Only you will know. So we're going to talk about salary. Now, we're researching the group we have here today. It sounded like we had consensus of 4 different majors that were being present. We have engineers, engineering, business operations, HR, IT. Does that sound about right? Anyone here where I did not mention your major and you really want to tell me and the whole group? No one? Okay. Oh, accounting. Okay. You matter, you matter. Okay. So how many, just by a raise of hands, and it can be like a really, really embarrassing, like short shuffle of your palm, know or have kind of an understanding of what your expected salary is going to be as a first year in your line of business post-grad? It can be like a real small shuffle hands. No, hey, it's okay if you don't know. It's all right. I didn't know. So I'm just going to do a rundown real quick. And this is numbers that I got for taking employment in Fort Wayne, being 1 year into the industry, and to have a bachelor's degree. In business operations, median is probably around $40,000. In engineering, it's around 50. Around HR, 32,000. And in IT, it's around 35. And I got that information from payscale.com. So if I didn't mention your major, or if you really want to get into the nitty-gritties, and they'll ask you those questions, they'll ask you your gender, your age, they'll ask you if you have any special certification, you can go online to payscale.com, and they didn't pay me for that. I've used it multiple times. It's a great site. Or you can find out what your friends might be making and then laugh because you're going to be just making so much more. Payscale.com. It's a great thing. All right, so we're writing that number down. I see so many pens moving. You know what you're going to be making when you get old and grown up. Fantastic. Okay. So what do you think that number is going to be after taxes. State, federal, then we have health insurance and 401k. Anyone, and this is for a prize, anyone have a rough estimate or percentage that will be taken out of your gross salary? Close. Any others? Almost. Any more? 30% on average. 30% will be taken out of your gross salary. So what that makes, right there and then, it was a shock to me too, and it would hurt a lot when I graduated. It hurt a lot, but it's better to have a base understanding right now. So if you, as an operation manager, first year out, $40,000, your net pay is $28,000. Engineering, net pay, take-home pay, $35,000 out of $50,000. HR, $22,000, $22,500. IT, $24,500. So that's your take-home pay. So how are we going to figure out your paycheck? Now, most people are paid biweekly in those industries. Anyone have a Einstein moment of what mathematical equation we shall use to come out with what your paycheck will be? So many hands, I can't choose. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to take that number that we came out, so we got the gross salary, which is the big number. Then we're going to take the net salary, so we're going to times that by 0.3, which will give you either the 24,000, 28,000, and whatnot. We're going to take that net pay and we're going to divide it by 26. On average, most years, there are 26 paychecks that will take place. You will revel in that paycheck when it hits your account. So we're going to divide that net number by 26, and that is going to be your biweekly paycheck. I'll give you a minute to take in that information. So then we're going to talk about real adulting. How many people, by raise of awkward hands, are looking to stay within the Northeast Indiana region? It's okay if you're not. Okay. Anyone looking to move outside of the Northeast Indiana region? Excellent. Orange. I saw the enthusiastic hand go up. Where are you thinking you're going? What glorious city will this be? Detroit. It's a good place to be. There's a lot coming up. Quicken Loans is one of the best companies, best benefits, best place to work in the nation. All right, one more beautiful hand that I know I saw. Elements table. No, it looks like it's an elements table. Oh, okay. I saw your hand go up really, really quickly, like you just wanted to tell the whole group so much. Where are you thinking? Oh, I'm sorry. That is spectacular. I don't have a number for that, but I know it's going to be glorious as well. So we have numbers there. So the best way to think about how are we going to live in the city that we're going to live in is to go to Craigslist. So as soon as if you're not moving back home, which is another great option, and you need a place to stay, go to Craigslist and use just right now. You don't have to do it. I'm not talking about creepy sides of Craigslist. I'm talking there is a certain little area that says looking for housing or shared rooms. So go in there right now to get a basic understanding of what it is going to cost to live, even if you're going to be staying in a 100 square foot shared space, which is really secretly someone's attic or cellar. You need to understand how much that cellar space is going to cost you when you get older. Because it's going to be your cellar space and you want to celebrate it, and you're going to be paying for it. Okay, so insurance. This is a big thing that a lot of people don't take into consideration. No, it's not just an industry that pays Peyton Manning a lot of money to hum a song. You're going to need insurance. Most places that you're going to go to and rent from, management companies, they are going to require that you have renter's insurance. So if you're going to Chicago, Indy, Detroit, New York, anytime you're working with a broker, you're going to have to show proof of insurance, renter's insurance, before you even get to the application part of it. So let's start looking at rates now. You can look it up anytime you want online. They're great apps. And then we're going to talk about student loans. Raise the hands. Who has student loans? Oh, my hand's going up. I'm an adult, I got them. Okay, excellent. How many know their interest rate on their student loan? Okay, I didn't know either. So, the average amount for the average student in the United States right now is $30,000 post-graduation that will be owed. The average term, 30 years. The average rate is 5%. So we're going to do some mathematical equations here. So let's take a minute to center ourselves and think about this unpleasant thought, which is Sallie Mae, Nelnet, and all the student loan companies. What is the number, your estimate of your total amount? And write that down. It could be 10, it could be 30. I have friends where unfortunately it's 200 because they went to med school. But it happens. So we have that number written down, and then we're going to go into the term, 30 years. And most people, you can get a calculator app on your phone and look out the terms. And at 5%. So 30,000, 30-year term at 5% comes out to around $162 a month for 30 years. Do you know how much that would be in interest paid if you took the whole 30? Any guesses? $10,000. I don't like to think about it either. It's not fun. No. Okay. How many of you beautiful people are basic? I shouldn't see any hands up, but I just put it on there. This is the only time you really should embrace being just basic. When you graduate, you just think about your basic necessities. Are we thinking basic? I know we all should be. Okay. So we're going to talk about, oops, my little PowerPoint's not working right now. We're going to talk about percentages. So we have your whole net salary. So we have the take home, we have the gross, then we divide it by 30, then divide by 26. We're going to think about what percentages should be used to go forward from here on out building your budget. Around 35% should go to housing. And as you look at your budget that's on your sheet, they've broken down to percentages on there. 20% on transportation. If you're living in a city with great public transportation, you're going to be doing great on this. 15% on debt. That may not be the case with most of you guys. Sometimes it's not, sometimes it is. 20% on food and 10% on savings. This is an ideal situation. So, activity time. We have the little sheets, the budget worksheets that are right here. So what I'd like you to do is just to fill out the top part, everything above family. And then where it says household help, maid service, consider that your Mother's Day present. Save up for that Mother's Day present, or aunt. No, it's a bad joke. So everything above family. We're just going to take a couple minutes on that. When it says telephone, maybe you're on a family plan, but someday mom, dad, they may kick you off, so might as well put something in there and plan for it. I'm on the family plan, but I still submit payments. AT&T, T-Mobile, Sprint, no, they all have many options on making payments on one account, and you may be asked to make a payment one day, so might as well put it in there. So cable and TV right now. So if you're living in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and you go through FiOS, to have basic cable and internet, it's $120 a month. That's basic cable and internet. For renting an apartment in the Fort Wayne area, it's around $30 to $40 a month in renter's insurance. Homeowner's insurance is a little bit more. Cell phone bill should average between $60 to $75. Yours is different, that's fine. With medical and dental, with most insurance plans, if you have any prescription that come out on a monthly level, the copay, so that means out-of-pocket expense, is between $10 and $30. So you just want to multiply that by the number of prescriptions that you have that come out on a monthly basis. About for laundry, if it's coin laundry or laundromat, you're going to be averaging around $20 a month. Then you have to factor in the cost for detergent, if you're going to be doing any softeners. Okay. Excellent. Everyone totaled up? Any life-affirming changes or feel so much better about where you are in life? Now feel that you can set forth and take on the world after finding out this bottom number of total? I'm seeing so many heads just shake up and down. I'm so happy. Okay, so we're going to talk about some different options to set yourself up straight and right and set a good foundation. How many people, by show of hands, have heard of Dave Ramsey? Okay, Dave Ramsey. He's well known with a baby boomer generation, millennials, kinda. He is very, very popular or well known for the money envelope method, which is if you're used to or friendly to having a lot of paper currency. The money envelope is really encouraged to all generations because this is one of the best ways to have a good understanding and hold on your cash flow, especially when you graduate. Almost everything that's going to be happening after you graduate is going to be electronic. You're going to get your direct deposit, or you're going to get a card, which is going to have your pay 26 times a year put onto it. If you have automatic bill pay, it's all going to be electronic. There are multiple ways of money coming in and out of your account quicker than you can say payday. You're going to have items that are coming out from your online banking. You're going to have things coming out from ACH, from other companies. If you have your insurance coming out monthly, they may pop it out from your debit card. The FDIC, which is the government entity and runs all of the US banking system outside of credit unions, has very, very strict guidelines and rules for all those different systems. And you can be charged differently if any one of those things come out of your account and causes you to go to overdraft. So, using the cash envelope method is one way to really have a focus on the cash flow coming in and out of your life. You can Google it. I didn't put any big details on here because you all are very self-sufficient young adults and have the ability to type in google.com and anything else. The world is your oyster, and Google's here to help. Online banking and bill pay. Raise of hands, how many people have a checking account? Good stuff, good stuff. First day of work, you get a job. This is a glorious thing. Parents, aunts, uncles, you have self-affirmation of your quality of life. You're employed. First day, you bring your banking account information. You're talking about your routing account, your routing number, and your bank account number. If you have checks, which not many people do these days, bring a blank check. On it, write void. Set up your direct deposit the very first day. It will totally mess up your finances if your first 2 paychecks, because usually it takes 30 to 60 days for HR to process your first paycheck into your direct deposit. If you're going to get 2 paper checks or 1 paper check, and then you have things coming in and out of your online banking and bill pay. First day of work, employment's great, but set it up right. Direct deposit straight into your account. The good thing, as Martha Stewart would say. So, online bill pay. How many people, raise your hands, use online bill pay? It's okay if you don't. Okay, so it's okay. You're looking at people like, whatever, it's all right. We're gonna let them live their own lives. We're just setting yourself up for a good foundation. I'm sorry. You make eye contact and it makes it real easy. No. He's a trooper here. He's a trooper. So online bill pay. First thing you do as soon as you get into this adulting world, you're going to have an onset of bills, whether it's a cell phone bill, a utility bill, it may be insurance bill, it may be a phone, who knows. As soon as you get that first document in your email box or snail mail, input it into your online bill pay. You want to set it up recurring, weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, depending upon when it's due and when you have cash. Usually you get paid twice a week. Those will be on Fridays, sometimes Thursdays. So first, middle, or end of the month is the best day to set up for bills coming out. As soon as you have that down, it makes life a lot easier. And as the infomercials say, you can set it and forget it. You just have to monitor it. That was a 1990s joke, I'm sorry. It's from the rotisserie oven. Yeah, we know. It's good stuff. Okay, credit score. Glorious credit score. Who knows what the highest credit score is possible for a U.S. individual? I'll be really impressed if you know this. I'll give you some free sunglasses. You're such a shining star, you get one. Highest score possible. Any ideas? Any thoughts? You can just throw out a number. I won't even laugh. 850. 800 is really good, but 850 is the top. I don't know anyone at 850, but they say it's the top. So I'm sure there are some really great people out there who have 850. Who thinks they have an idea of what number of things affect your credit score? Hint, it's between 1 and 5. How many things affect your credit score? Main basic. 4, 3, 5. Okay, so next one. Oops. So, 5 main factors. Payment history. So, if you are looking to get a car, let's say you're driving around in a family vehicle right now, you get a job, what? You're a successful young adult, you're getting a paycheck, and then all of a sudden the family car poops out, and you're not in a city that has great public transportation. I'm not going to say Fort Wayne, but the buses do stop at 8 p.m. and they don't go anywhere. All right, so you need a vehicle, whether it's a moped because you're a feisty Italiano, or you just need a truck to get around, you need a vehicle. When you go to that dealership and they say, we can finance you here, this is what they're gonna look when they pull up your credit score and how it's assessed. They're just gonna see a number, but what that number means are these 5 things. So payment history. So when we're talking about setting up bills, when you set up each bill in life, including your student loans, you're gonna have to give your Social Security number. Your Social Security number is tied directly to your credit score. So when you get bills, they're gonna look at the length of history. They're gonna look at your history, payment history. If you have any bills that are 30, 60, or 90 days late, that's 1 red mark. And that red mark will last for 7 years. 7 years on your credit history. So 30, 60, 90. Those are the 3 numbers. Even if it was a mistake. So they're gonna look at your payment history. How many late pays, and that's what they call them, late pays, are in this individual's credit history. If there's none, that's fantastic. Credit utilization or amounts owed. A term that will be thrown around is debt to income, or DTI. So let's say we are Emily and we're graduating and we think it's just the coolest thing to go get like express credit cards because the lady's offering it to you, and I feel like a woman with this credit card and they're giving me 20% off, so let's do it, why not? All right, they're gonna look at the amounts owed. So usually when you apply for a credit card, they'll get a small amount, around $500, maybe $1,000. What amount owed means is they're going to be looking at the max amount, which let's say 500, how much is still on there? Do you owe a balance of 500, 0, 250? Depending on how that balance is going to affect your credit score. Any questions about that one? Okay, so length of credit history. If you have multiple credit cards open, they all have balances, some people are going to tell you, pay them off and close them so you don't have the temptation. I'm telling you right now, don't do that. And if anyone tells you any differently, you say, no. I took Adulting 101 and Emily told me no, so I'm telling you no. I'm keeping this line of credit open. Keep your lines of credit open. Soon as you cancel that card, you lose all of that credit history. And you want to have credit history. Credit history is one of the bigger things they're going to be looking at. They're going to look for the length of term. So why is that? If it shows that you're able to keep a line of credit open, maintain on-time payments, that means you are more likely to pay back any loan that they are to extend to you. So you are a better client for them to have, and they will give you a better rate or no interest rate if you're really fabulous with an 850 credit score. Again, I don't know anyone with that, but it's out there. Okay, so length of credit. Don't cancel. Don't close any of those cards. You want to keep that. Even if it's a card you don't use, cut the card up, put it away, but keep that card open. You have Menards credit cards, you have Express, Limited, you know, even if you're not using it, pay it off, keep it open. So new credit. Another thing that's really going to ding your credit number is if you open up a whole bunch of new cards real quickly. So if you show in your past credit history that in the past 6 to 12 months, you have applied for 3, 4, 5, doesn't matter if they've been approved. If you have been applying for new credit, they're going to see you as a risky person to give money to, because they're going to think, why are they shopping around for a lot of money right now? What do they need to buy? What's going on here? I don't know. Okay, so new credit. It's okay to open up new cards, but not a whole bunch at once because you look real shifty. So then we're going to talk about credit mix. Who would have thought that there's a mix of credit? It's a whole bunch. So you're going to look at credit card. Credit card debt is different from having student loan debt. Having a mortgage is weighed differently. You get more points for having a mortgage debt compared to having revolving debt. There's installment debt, there's revolving debt, there's mortgage debt. There's so much debt. So much debt. So they're going to be looking at the mix of credit. If this individual, let's say you're applying for this new vehicle, and all you have are 15 credit cards, it's not going to look so great. They like to see a mix. They like to see a bounty of lines of credit. Where did I get all this information? FICO, which is one of the places that you can get your credit score. So we have Experian, Equifax, and what's the other one? Anyone know? Well, there's 3 places you can get your credit score, or monitor credit, or apply credit. TransUnion, Equifax, TransUnion, all those glorious places. So those are three main entities that will give you that credit number, and they monitor it. Savings, I wasn't joking, huh? No. Savings, it's a good thing. Is it a reality? Sometimes it just seems like a pipe dream, but it's something we have to have. And why is it important to have? Well, always nice to have a cushion. The market, it's not as bad as it used to be, but it ebbs and flows. There was a Great Recession. Before that, there was a downturn in economy. Before that, it was the 1980s. Before that, there was oil issues in the 1970s. Economy will ebb and flow. Doesn't matter where you live in the world, it's up and down. In the US, average unemployment is 4 to 8 months. So that means if you qualify, the length that you will receive it is on, I say, 6 months. So The reality of the situation, what is everyone out there saying you should have? You should have 12 months, just in case. Is that really going to happen? Is that really something that's, applicable to a millennial lifestyle or starting off in life? The reality is no. But 6 months is where we should end up or be thinking about, having a 6-month goal. So that means you can survive for 6 months without receiving any other outside income. So when you're working out your budget and you're thinking about, well, how much should I put in my savings? Well, your ultimate goal is to have 6 months worth. Okay. So no, this is not a giant Debbie Downer of a PowerPoint presentation. I will provide you with some resource to which you can become financially empowered. Mint.com, who's heard of it? It's okay if you haven't again. Mint.com, it is a totally free service, which is fantastic. You can input all of your credit cards, you can put all your student loans, you can hook it up to your online banking, and it will make a budget for you. It will tell you exactly how much you're putting into coffee per month, which is alarmingly high for me. It will tell you, it will make these beautiful pie charts and infographics and make you feel empowered and your self-esteem go down so low, but you feel like you can capture tomorrow. Mint.com, it's on an app and it's on a website. I fully encourage you to sign up right now for it. It's totally free, and no, they don't pay me to say it. Mint.com, fantastic. Envelope budgeting, that's another great thing. Again, you can Google it. They're all wonderful adults. Heck, getting paid. Again, direct deposit. Sign up. First day of work. Debit cards. How many people have debit cards? Excellent. Did you realize there was a time when no debit cards existed? You had to go into a bank to get money. You had to talk to someone. It's awful. All right. So, who has heard of overdraft courtesy? I've heard of it. I've definitely heard of it. Overdraft courtesy is only given to debit cards. And when is overdraft courtesy used? When you overdraft your account. Did you know you can turn overdraft courtesy off? FDIC has now made it totally in your court to turn off your overdraft credit. What does that mean? Well, if you have overdraft credit, you can use your debit card and keep using it even when you don't have the money. You can keep just swipe and swipe and swipe, and it's taking you further and further into the red, and each transaction is going to be between $35 to $42 per transaction. No. So what should we do? We're going to go into that bank and we're going to talk to someone. We're going to say, could you please turn off my overdraft courtesy? And what will that do? As soon as your account hits zero, it will stop your card. It will decline those transactions. If you have overdraft courtesy, it won't decline. You can just keep going. It's so beautiful, swiping, swipe, swipe-a-roo into the red. I'm glad I'm getting some laughs. This is a good day for me. Overdraft courtesy. It is a good thing to turn off right now. You don't have to. No peer pressure. But online banking, set it up, set it, and forget it. How many people have text alerts with their phone with online banking? Awesome, awesome. I fully encourage them. You can set up when you do your online banking if there's a certain minimum balance that you want to maintain. This is also great if something like your identity is stolen, or that beautiful best friend who is no longer takes your debit card and just goes heyday with it. You'll get an alert, a ting on your phone to let you know, hey, you've dropped below $15. What happens if your debit card information is stolen? and you just realized that you are $500 in the red. What's the next step? Anyone? Bueller? Try. Oh, first, yeah. What's the second step? Call the bank. Do you know how long you have? So this is another harsh reality of life. If you don't report transactions that are not yours within a certain time frame, you are still on the hook. You have a certain time frame to which, and after that time frame, the government does not enforce it. They have to reimburse them. Anyone have a guess? Close. 3 business days. So it's not all of them that won't be refunded, but there is an expectation that you will have an understanding and grasp of what your bank account is within 3 business days. So that's why having it on an app and just like having the text alerts to let you know when your balance goes below a certain level. So with credit cards, what happens with that, if you have some illegal transactions that take place, you have to just let them know within a 24-hour time frame. Why is it 24 hours for them? Because it's all lines of credit. With banks and credit unions, it's cash transactions. So monitor your account. Let's stay on top of it, and you won't have to worry about those days. All right, does anyone have any questions about debit cards, banking, online bill pay, transactions, EFTs, ACHs, direct deposits, world peace? Yes. Yeah. Keep it open? So that's a really good question. So the question was, what if you get a credit card and let's say there's a grace period where there's no annual fees? And an annual fee can range between $50 to over $100, depending on the perks of the credit card. You no longer use the card, I'm thinking. You've used it for its purpose to get its benefits. I would say keep it open and pay that annual fee, especially if you've had a long period of history, because you want to keep that good credit history. You want to keep it. And that's why you just need to be really smart about what cards you're opening up. Was I really smart when I was 18 and the lady at Express said, you can get 20% off? No. But you learn from your mistakes and you move forward. Any other questions? Yes. Yeah. So that is a really good question. I can't tell you which particular cards are, but there are what are considered like New Start cards, which if you have 0 credit, it is very, very hard to get any kind of line of credit. With a New Start card, they'll link it up to your checking account or savings account, and they'll give you a small balance, and it is an instant approval. So as long as you have the balance in your account, let's say a $500 limit on the account and $500 in your bank account, it's guaranteed that you will be approved for that card. It has a higher interest rate, and there may be an annual fee, but if you're having no credit history, no credit score at all, this is one of the best ways to build up a healthy credit score in a responsible way. Yes. Yep. Most definitely. Get on the phone and let them know. Let's say you can't negotiate within 6 months of opening a card, but it takes a good while to build up a good credit score, and until you do, you wouldn't honestly qualify for a lower credit score if you were to apply for another one or renegotiate. But if you got 24 months having that card open, you've used it wisely, you've paid it off on time, they want to keep your business. They don't want to close it. They know that if you keep it open, there's a high likelihood that you will keep using it, and that means they'll gain interest and get payments from you. So just get on the phone with them and say, hey, I saw over here there was a special for $8.99. I've been good with you, you've been good with me, I don't want to leave you, let's talk. And 9 times out of 10, they'll renegotiate the terms with you. It's a good question. It's a really good question. Anything else? Well, I will be here. I know you're super excited about those tote bags. Take them home. They're my gift from me to you. It's a memento of our time together. Okay, thank you so much. You guys have been really, really wonderful. It's been a pleasure.